I believe that the explanation to all of this is the law of cause and effect. Basically, it means that everything in this world happens for a reason. Let's use daily examples. If you eat, you're no longer hungry. If you study, you improve in your academics. And if you prepare, you increase your odds of success. Ever blown one of these up and made a wish? We all have. For good grades, achievements, success. And when we blow it up, we hope that the universe is listening to our wishes. Even though there's that voice of logic that's creeping into our heads, telling us, be realistic. A wish coming true, something that only happens in a fantasy movie. But what if I told you that sometimes it does feel as if there is someone or something that's listening? Because twice I made a wish I didn't fully believe it. And twice it came true. Was it magic, action, or something else? If you wonder, let's go along with me to embark on an adventure where philosophy meets reality. First, let me take you back to the moment where I felt listened. During my trip to the Brastagi Highlands, I visited the Dharma Shanti Monastery. There, we offered a donation, and the staff gave us a wishing lantern to write our wishes. I wrote 3 wishes. 2 of them were achievement related. My first wish was this: to win my first ever gold medal in the mathematics Olympiad. Now, I had won silver and bronze medals before, even honorable mentions and lots of participation certificates. But I had never won a gold medal. It became my ultimate goal. It wasn't just a wish I wrote on paper, it was something I had been working hard for. A few weeks after the visit, my mom suggested that I try manifestation. And tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, when I first heard the word manifestation, I was like, huh? Isn't that Delulu? But she insisted. So I decided to give it a shot. I told myself, I'm going to win a gold medal. Did I believe it? No. Nah, not at all. I thought it was a joke, a coping mechanism to alleviate the pressure. Deep down, I only expected myself to get a bronze. But still, effort needs to be given. Am I right? So I did 7 sets of past Olympiad papers. That's 25 questions each. The least, it was 2 hours. It was at least 14 hours spent on solving questions, not yet including time spent on reviewing theorems and concepts. Fast forward to the contest day. I managed to answer 20 out of 25 questions. Wonderful! It was more than I ever managed during practice. I felt like luck was finally on my side. But here comes that voice of logic. And this time, it is telling me to stay realistic. Why? Because of how I keep making careless mistakes. Then, on one Friday noon, my mom picked me up from school. You know, the usual stuff. I opened the trunk. Hi, Ma. And she said, Congrats. I blinked. Congrats for what? You've got a gold medal. I thought she was joking. But when she made sure she wasn't, I screamed. I screamed so loud that the parking guy probably thought I was going crazy. My heart was overjoyed. But then here comes that annoying voice of logic telling me, this one, the gold medal? Nah, it's probably just a coincidence. Introducing my second wish, which is to finish in the top 3 of the SMA1 Public Speaking Competition 2025. Now this one felt even less likely. Last year, I was the champion. This year, competition was tougher. First, there are more talented speakers this year. Second, the finals was in an extemporaneous format. I hate extemp speeches. Whenever I try to deliver one, my mannerisms spike, my delivery fumbles, and my brain blanks with no information. Despite of all of that, I pushed myself. I went through the class stage, one full of competent people. And here it goes, going all in to try and draft a unique speech, to leave a lasting impression. I even started practicing every single day, researching the topics for the finals, just in case I made it. Although, at the same time, I was also mentally preparing myself because I might not just make it. Then came the semifinals and finals day. And in a battlefield full of talented speakers, all presenting unique speeches, I barely made it to the finals. But here's where something bizarre happened. Here's where I felt like the universe helped me twice. First of all, I received a question regarding social media, a topic I have researched and delivered on before. Wonderful. What's the question? The question was about whether social media makes you more or less lonely. I thought I was screwed. Because upon hearing this question, I didn't have an idea on how social media can make somebody lonely when it is supposed to be a platform of connection. Suddenly, as I was speaking, an idea appeared out of nowhere. Eureka! When someone is obsessed with fake friends online, they start to lose their real friends. That's when they start getting lonely. These lines I just said, it was as if the universe whispered them into my head. And in the end, I got the first runner-up. That's another wish fulfilled. And so I began to wonder, is manifestation real? Is the universe actually listening to us? It would be great, right? To have the universe to listen to our wishes and grant them for free. Am I right? Philosophers often talk about something called the law of attraction. A law stating that if you say, do, and think positively, you tend to attract positive outcomes. And maybe that's what happened. Thanks to all that manifestation, I got the math problems I could answer, an exam question that I could deliver a speech on. Oh, so I get what you mean, Richmond. It means Delulu is the Solulu, right? Well, not exactly. Because while some people does say that manifestation does work, scientists argue that there's no measurable proof. So, who is correct? Here's where psychologists have a say. Turns out, manifestation does affect us human beings, but not because of the universe, rather of because how it changes your mindset. Because when you think positively, you tend to behave in ways that help you to attract positive outcomes. When you say your goals out loud, it becomes your daily reminder. And when you believe, even just a little bit, you tend to push yourself harder. And that was me saying, I'm going to win a goal. Make me train like I actually could. So, is manifestation working? Yes. But does it work all the time? No. Because I once worked just as hard, manifested just as much, and still lost. It was another Olympiad where I expected to get at least a bronze, only to get an honorable mention. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine scrolling through that list of names, only to find out that you missed bronze by just one spot. Heartbreaking, I know. But that's also when I started to realize if manifestation alone had worked, there will be no failure. But there is failure. So what explains that? I believe that the explanation to all of this is the law of cause and effect. Basically, it means that everything in this world happens for a reason. Let's use daily examples. If you eat, you're no longer hungry. If you study, you improve in your academics. And if you prepare, you increase your odds of success. And in my case, before that gold medal, I did 7 past paper sets, more than 14 hours of practice. Before the public speaking competition, I practiced every single day to ensure every single word will be delivered properly. And when I failed, I soon found out that was because I used the wrong strategy. Not because I simply wasn't positive enough. And that's what I want you to remember. Manifestation is a support system, but action, it is your engine. Don't blame the universe. Find the reason. Ask for feedback. Make changes. Prepare harder. That's how you make use of manifestation. Ladies and gentlemen, we blow out candles. We close our eyes. We wish. But here's the truth. A candle alone doesn't change your life. A question that I want all of you to ask yourself is, what do you do after you blow out that candle? Do you just hope that the universe takes over? Or do you start with an action? Work hard, prepare, put in effort, fall, get up again, evaluate, and try even harder. Because wishes are not shortcuts, they are starting lines. Manifestation isn't magic, it is momentum. And it only works when you work. Because in the end, ladies and gentlemen, the universe doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you work for. So, make a wish. Blow and make it happen. Thank you.
SML1, more than just public speaking.